Guys, we'll just jump right into the Jets matchup.
Yep.
Welcome to Black and Gold Digital Edition, a behind-the-scenes look at your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hi, and welcome to week 4 of our digital show. I'm Jay Pushko alongside Mike Fenner and Kent Urbanski. And guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers have had a little bit of extra time preparing for their week 4 matchup against the New York Jets, but they get to be back on the field at home on Sunday. And just what your take is with the New York Jets coming into town. This is a team that's been kind of waffling a little bit. They go on the road, they beat the Browns in a miracle fashion. Then they lose really bad, though, to the Cincinnati Bengals at home. Now they come into Pittsburgh. This feels like a toss-up game going into this one.
Well, I mean, look, man, they're coming in banged up. They're pulling guys off the street to fill that offensive line. So I think there's an opportunity for Pittsburgh, that defense, to get after Zach Wilson, and he hasn't played. So there's going to be a lot of rust there, and I'm thinking it's going to be a big day for the Steelers defense. I don't think the Jets run the ball real well, so I don't think the Steelers defense have to worry too much about that. I picked the Steelers to win in this game, in a tight game, but I think it might be a little bit more lopsided than that. I think the Steelers can put up some points against this team.
And Mike, you mentioned in our 30-minute show that the fact that Joe Flacco's been getting all the snaps for most part, and he's the one that's been on film. This could be a very interesting matchup for Zach Wilson and this defense.
Yeah, it's going to be weird because it's not a rookie quarterback coming in that you don't have any game film on, but it's just not, you're not going to get to see what they do with these particular receivers, this particular line so far this season because of that injury. So it'll be interesting to see how Zach Wilson can perform, if he can stay upright. And don't be surprised if you do see Joe Flacco in this game because of the issues with the offensive line. And if Pittsburgh creates enough pressure, you could see both quarterbacks in this game, whether it be due to injury or performance. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. A guy like Garrett Wilson at receiver is a guy that stands out to me from the Jets, who can play pretty effectively. Made some plays late in the Cleveland game. But it's a team that you gotta take advantage of this team in this game on your schedule. This is a game that Pittsburgh needs to win. I mean, you look ahead at the schedule after this, and they've got to have this one, not just because of the 1-2 start, but you got to look at the schedule ahead. This is a game you must win. Yeah,
you can't fall too far behind in this division. There's just no room. Until it gets into the November schedule that they're going to play some teams that aren't playoff type bound teams. Right. So you gotta win this one at home, especially with a team coming in limping like they are. And you know what? I think this is a game that offense needs to get a little confidence in. And put some points up on the board, or some jobs can be in jeopardy. I mean, there's no doubt.
We started hearing some of those whispers at home where, if this offense starts to struggle and the lack of success on third downs, I mean, this fan base does not approve the inefficiencies that's going on. And, this is a big-time moment for Mitch Trubisky, Matt Canada, the entire offense to start generating. And you make a great point, Mike, in the show as well, where maybe, hey, get the ball, 2-minute drill right off the bat and go right to it.
I almost feel like you just got to do something to change up the chi here a little bit, just get some tempo going, try to get the Jets uncomfortable and back on their heels, because I don't think a lot of people are fearing this passing attack right now from Pittsburgh. And if they could go a little quick game, try to get a guy like Pat Freiermuth involved over the middle, get the whole field available to you offensively, I think those are some keys to start off fast and just try to go out there and blitz them and just try to – I almost want to take the ball and give Mitch Trubisky the confidence, like, hey, we want to see what you can do right out of the gate. We're not going to screw around. We're going to go and move the football quickly and see what happens.
Ken, I feel like they almost forget that they have really good tight ends, Pat Freiermuth, Zach Gentry. And by the time they realize it, it's mid-third quarter, maybe even the fourth, by the time they start utilizing, and that's actually when they start having some success.
Doesn't seem like they're in the game plan.
No.
At the beginning of the game.
It's puzzling.
I don't understand that. Well, I mean, that's a second round draft pick that you brought in to do that, But I'm not sure if they're keeping him in order to try to establish the running game, which isn't working anyway. So you might as well take advantage of the middle of the field with him. He's a tough guy to match up with, and same with Gentry. He's a big target, Give him the ball, I like Freiermuth to maybe have 7 catches in this game, 89, 90 yards.
Is Trubisky getting too much heat? I mean, because we have to forget, too, we're this offensive line is still a work in progress, and they're really not giving him a whole lot of time in the pocket to look downfield
But
for
they're
a
keeping
George
him
Pickens.
clean. I mean, he's not going down a lot. I mean, he's able to utilize his legs. He just has to, you know, I don't know whether it's the coaching staff that's keeping the reins on him, but at some point he just has to
Just release,
yeah.
just release the beast.
You've
you know?
got playmakers, use them.
Yeah, I'm conflicted on the offensive line because the pressures are still high and he's getting away. The sack numbers are down, and that's good.
True. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you're still seeing a lot of pressure situations. I agree though with the play calling and with offensive coordinator Matt Canada, you can't completely deny his talents in terms of what Trubisky does well. You got to be able to let him play freely, because if they're not going to do that for him, but then they do it for Kenny Pickett, I mean that's just, it doesn't seem fair.
Right,
Once the rookie gets his chance to go in there, I just think you got to let Trubisky a little bit loose, because he has been careful and a good caretaker of the football, not turning it over. So let him take some more downfield shots. There were some shots there at Cleveland, just a little bit off target. And if you get two or three of those plays, that could have been a totally different football game.
Yeah.
Well, and you take a look at the quarterback situation too. I mean, I'm sure the fans want to see Kenny Pickett, but you guys mentioned it with the schedule coming up. It's going to be extremely difficult.
Right.
There's no way you're going to throw in a rookie quarterback going into Buffalo or facing Tampa Bay,
I don't see
or
it.
then going on the road to Miami and Philadelphia. So
Right.
I would see at least the next month and a half, it's going to be Mitch's team.
Yeah, and it should be. You know, I think Mitch has the experience, especially going into Buffalo. He's going to have a comfort factor coming from there. So, and knowing that defense a little bit. So you're not going to, and barring injury, you're not going to Kenny Pickett unless Mitch gets hurt in this game.
Right.
I don't see that happen until at least after the bye week. And you know, they brought Mitch in for a reason, and I think you're seeing that. People just don't have patience to sit through that. They want, you know, it's like going to country fair. They want instant gratification.
Exactly. Mike, you've got to be impressed, though, with how Mitch has handled all of this, the questioning each and every day, each and every week, from the national reporters, the local beat writers. He's really handled this pretty well with all the comments that we've seen each and every week.
And that's part of the deal when you get a guy like this. When you make this sort of move, knowing you're going to take a first-round quarterback as a rookie, you've got this guy who is mature, who can handle these type of situations. He knows how to deal with the media, and he knows what the situation is like in terms of pressure. He's been there, done that. So that's part of the deal, and that's part of the reason this is a good situation in the short term. I don't think anybody in Steeler Nation thinks this is a long-term guy when they brought Mitch Trubisky to Pittsburgh. It's kind of the stopgap. If he can get you to the playoffs, terrific. If not, he's going to try and get this first-round rookie who's got a tremendous amount of talent in Kenny Pickett ready to go to be a future potential star. So he's doing the job right now, and I think he understands that that's the deal, and he's handling it in a professional manner.
How do you see this playing out on Sunday?
I'm going Steelers close to maybe not a blowout, but maybe close to maybe a touchdown to 10-point game as I feel it out more. I guess thinking more about it, but I think this is a great opportunity to get the run defense fixed up. I think this is a good opportunity against Breece Hall, Michael Carter, try to shut down that running attack, get the Jets behind the chains, get them behind the scoreboard. And this could be a couple of weeks in a row of a run defense that we see maybe improve for the Steelers. It could be a big key.
Kent, what about you?
I see the defense giving that offense a lot of short fields to work with, and the Steelers finally putting up some points.
Yeah.
And it could be anywhere from I would think a 10 to 13 point win for the Steelers.
Well, either way, it's a huge game coming up for the Steelers. They don't want to fall to 1-3 on the season. They're back home. They're going to try to get that first win at home in the regular season, taking on the New York Jets. We'll see how it all unfolds in week number 4. So for Ken Urbanski and Mike Fenner, I'm Jay Pushkar. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for watching. Join us again next week for Black and Gold Digital Edition.